We fly to the capital, San Jose. It's in the central valley of Costa Rica, at a height of 1,200 meters, ringed by mountains. Our hotel is plumb in the centre of San Jose, but it's night, we've been travelling for 24 hours and go straight to bed. Our guide Diego is the one in the blue shirt. Isabella was Queen of Spain when Columbus reached the shores of Costa Rica in 1492. Always watch your step in San Jose. That night in the hotel, we were kept awake by some wretched birds forever chirping. Next morning, the truth dawned. The National Museum is partly in an ex-army fort. The Costa Rican Army was abolished in 1949. Pre-Columbian means the era before the arrival of Columbus and European influence. Several hundred of these spheres survive, in all sizes up to about 15 tons. The first wasn't discovered until the 1930s. They're mostly made from volcanic rock, though when were they made, how and what for are all unanswered questions. These tables were used, mostly by women, for grinding maize, to make bread, porridge and alcoholic drinks. Just what you need for your journey to the next world. Just about every detail of this painting is apparently wrong. The artist was an Italian. They are mostly quite small, say 3 inches high. We move on to stay 3 nights at the Villa La Paz Hotel, some 2 hours' drive from San Jose. On the way, quite near the hotel, we stop at a bridge over the Tarcoles River and look down. The Villa La Paz Hotel is in an altogether charming spot, in a forest glade with a stream running through it. No need to go searching for the wildlife, It's there. A trip to see the Manuel Antonio National Park. It was a longish drive there, an hour and a half. We were promised a remote forest with even more remote beaches. However, it turned out to be the last Sunday of the school summer holidays, but we had a good swim. Most wildlife had understandably fled, though we did see raccoons and white-faced capuchin monkeys scavenging. The Carrara National Park is a little visited area of primary forest, a short drive from the hotel. We have it to ourselves. The scarlet macaw is high up in a hole in this tree. It's very still. Is it asleep? Then I thought perhaps it's stuffed put there for the tourist. But then another macaw joined it and the first one moved.
He's looking at Tim, actually. Oh, yes, see. I can't get all of it.
On the move again, this time a 4-hour drive to the Tilahari Hotel Resort, where we're to spend a week. This is not in a forest, but its grounds are huge and waiting to be explored. Outside the door of our room there's a stretch of grass, then a line of trees and bushes, and behind that a steep drop to the river below. The area between our room and the river is patrolled by green iguanas. They come in a range of colours, not necessarily green. The ones with spines on their backs are males and tend to turn orange in the mating season. Also in the San Carlos River, a mere 100 yards from our bedroom door, but it would have a steep river bank to climb, so probably okay. The call of the kiskadee usually ends with its name. On one early morning walk in the hotel grounds, this hot air balloon lifted off quite close. After swimming to catch fish, the anhinga spreads out its wings to dry. Called the Jesus Christ lizard because it can run on water to escape a threat. Right at the top of this tree, a bird I so wanted to get a good photo of, but failed. This starts in the Peñas Blancas River, a short bus ride from the hotel. We float down the river, 6 per boat plus boatman, through some very mild rapids. Its skin is highly poisonous and used to be used on blowgun darts. Arenal volcano erupted violently in 1968, killing 87 people and destroying 3 villages. Still active and can spit out rocks and gas, though less so recently. We did a walk up the lower reaches of the 1968 lava flow. You're not allowed any closer. Also near the volcano, there's a canopy walk, a path with suspension bridge after suspension bridge taking you through the tops of the trees. The owner takes us on a tractor tour to show the flowers he grows and how they're prepared for sale. This includes thorough and rather violent washing to remove insects.
La flor no se va a despedazar de esa forma. Si usted la sabe tratar o manejar, la flor no se despedar.
So we walk under the inside the water, and if you know how to do it, you want that
Ya uno la maneja, no es que se atrás.
It's a 2-hour drive to Los Chiles, close to the Nicaraguan border. There we board a boat for a trip on the Rio Frio. We're not far from the Caño Negro Wildlife Reserve, though we don't actually go there, and should see a similar range of wildlife. Sac-wing bats organise themselves in harems of 1 male and up to 9 females, neatly arranged in a column, the male at the top. Right at the end, our boat took on a worrying list, but we didn't have to join these children in the river. A short drive to the nearby town Molle. Costa Rican bullfights are not bullfights. Young men attempt to ride the bulls, though I never saw one succeed for long. The bull must not be hurt. The riders could well be, even killed. So could other people in the ring who are there to distract the bull and save the would-be rider. There's no money reward, no prizes. So why do they do it? Helps with the girls, apparently. The role of the 2 men on horses is to lasso the bull when it's thrown off its rider and lead it out of the ring. They have terrible problems with their lassos and sometimes with their horse. Luckily, the bull is usually quite pleased to be led away.
y alarguemos el destino, pues es tiempo tiene la vena bendita.
Time for the return to San Jose. The main road might be blocked by demonstrating lorry drivers, so we're driven by minor roads through the mountains. Much more interesting, a vote of thanks to the demonstrators. It's the end of the 2-week tour, marked with dinner and child dancers. We say goodbye to Diego, who's been an ideal guide. We also say goodbye to most of the group. Only 12 of us are going on for a week by the Pacific coast. When we first arrived at the Doubletree, it was seething with people and loud with amplified music. We were all dismayed. 4 of our group demanded to be taken to the Villa Lapas, leaving 8 survivors. Our room too was noisy, but next day we were moved to a quieter, more remote one. The food was rather good. And outside our room, things got even better. There are guards posted at the hotel boundaries to deter you from going any further, but we did. The joy of the Doubletree is the sea. Next to no people, most of them are around the hotel pools. The sea is warm with interesting waves, tends to be murky, with churned up sand and mud, but otherwise clean and wonderful for swimming. Punta Arenas is a decayed port on a long, thin peninsula now trying to turn itself into a resort. The old centre of the town has its charms. But as a resort, perhaps some way to go. Sarche Norte is some 38 miles inland, up towards the mountains. There's a lot to be said for an all-inclusive hotel. The Macondo has attentive waiters, complicated food, all the wine you could want. Yet at the end, you walk out without paying the bill. Must remember not to do that in real life.